Welcome to Embrace Yourself. My name is Kim, and I'm a movement specialist passionate about joy, health, and happiness. I want each of us to discover our healthiest, happiest selves. But to do that, we have to get up and move. The dilemma that we're encountering is that most of us have sedentary jobs or sedentary lifestyles. We choose to sit in front of the television. Maybe we have to go sit for hours at a time watching games. We sit way too much in our world. Today, I'd like to go through what we can do when sitting to help us prevent pain and injury over the long haul. I always tell my clients, I don't care if you're working out an hour a day. What are you doing the other 11, 12, 14 hours that you're up that's impacting your body in a negative way? So today, I'd like us to use a little squishy ball and then focus on the form in the body when we are sitting. If we can start to take note of little tweaks that we can do, it can help us prevent long-term injury that will set us on the sideline and prevent us from moving for our healthiest, happiest self. So let's get started. I have a squishy ball here, and I like it right about this level of squish, but some people are going to prefer a little bit more inflation. Others are going to prefer it a little more deflated. You need to find what works for your body, your spine, and your chair, your lifestyle. So from here, we're going to review a couple quick things in anatomy because we've got to understand our body in order to help it feel the best it can. We have 7 discs from our cervical spine, which is known as C1 to C7, cervical, think neck. From there, our mid-back is T1 to T12, and it's thoracic spine. All right, so that's our mid and upper back. Then we have our lumbar spine, low back, known as L1 through 5 vertebrae there. And those are the ones we're going to focus on for this exercise. Now, the reason I mention that is most people complain to me when they sit a lot or stand a lot that their low back is in pain. That's because if you picture vertebra and discs, you've got one right stacked on top of the other. I love the visual of a peanut butter and jelly stacker sandwich, and I think peanut butter, jelly squish is the disc. Peanut butter a little bit more dense, the vertebra. Jelly squish is the disc. Now what happens is we find that when we sit, everything is compressing and our energy is going into the ground and we're just, bleh, and that's not what we want. We want to be excited. We want to pull energy out of the earth and use it in our body. So we're going to take the ball. I'm going to place it right around my mid spine area, that thoracic region, and I'm going to find an area that's comfortable to me. Here's an important tip. Find your floating ribs. As you come down to the base of the rib cage, a couple of them float there, more or less. And so what I want you to find is that area and maybe go from there up. And what you're going to do is you're going to find, based on your torso and your lifestyle, your chair, what works for you. But I want you to notice the minute that I put that ball where I like it, my lumbar spine came to neutral. That's critical because now my core is having to engage to keep me erect, to keep me upright. And notice I'm elongated, which is ideal. My shoulders are having to kind of place themselves back because if I round into it, I feel myself pushing into the ball and chair. Ideally, I'm just keeping my body stacked. This feels good. But now I have to figure out what to do about my neck. So I come over to my device because wherever you are, you've got to figure out how to make that work for you. And we're going to sit, and what I'm looking for is my neck to be in neutral. So I basically am like sitting on a shelf. My neck is not jutted. It isn't rounded and flexed looking down. That's putting way too much pressure on my cervical disc that they were never meant to support. So I want to find that nice elongation where I feel airy. And then from here, I'm going to check to see, is this doable? Now, don't shame or judge yourself. You're going to get yourself set and you're going to find yourself falling back into those faulty movement patterns. This is an ideal that we're reaching towards, and it's something to help you see, does it feel good? I'm light on my ball, so I can feel I'm really engaged. I'm sitting here and I'm trying to make sure that my neck is aligned. I may need to lift my device up. For some of you, you may need to move it. I want to make sure that I'm not looking sideways either at my device. That's a recipe for disaster on the neck. And I'm just focused on trying to keep everything in neutral. That's what we're aiming for. So I hope that you found this helpful today. I'd love if you give this a try. For those of you that fly frequently, you're probably going to need to squish the ball even more, but place it around that mid-back when you're on the airplane. I've had so many clients swear that it's helped them to prevent their back pain when they were traveling cross country. They would say, wow, such a silly, crazy thing that you're recommending, and it works. So I'm super excited for you to try it out today. Focus on your alignment and just take note when you start falling apart. Try and come back. Become more conscious of what you're doing in your body all day, every day, so that we can undo some of those faulty patterns and live our healthiest, happiest lives. Now, if you're enjoying this, please do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button. Maybe make a like, a comment, anything to let me know that what I'm doing here is helping you. And feel free in your comments to give me any feedback you want, because as you know, I may be a movement specialist, but all of this is brand new to me. And I'm just so excited to share any knowledge I can that can help you to live your healthiest and happiest life. So thanks for joining, and I'm sure to see you tomorrow.